Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Yes.
Episode 6.
6. We're at the mid-season.
Have we confirmed there's only 12 episodes? Plus reunion?
I see 10 on the Wikipedia page.
Oh.
So that's, there could be more.
Yeah, that could be.
Or maybe just 10 plus a 2-part reunion.
Could be. It's
so
interesting.
12 altogether then, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think about, how they introduce new housewives to us. Like Salt Lake and Dubai probably had full,
no.
none.
I'd have to look that up, but it didn't, yeah.
We should go.
Longer.
We should go.
2020, Salt Lake.
Well, we had other things on our mind back then.
Yeah, surviving.
We were like, oh, thank God, there's new entertainment.
Right.
So, other than Tiger King.
No, we watched her face.
We did, reluctantly. I remember it was when we were late to the game. We had to get convinced to watch it.
Yeah.
And ultimately, like everyone else during the pandemic, you're just like, all right, fine. I'll watch it.
That was good timing on Netflix part.
Lucky for them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are just joining us, thank you for joining us. We are two husbands, each other's husbands. I've been told we should say that we're gay husbands.
As opposed,
I know, right?
It's like each other's husbands.
I know, but
gay.
The whole marketing says that we aren't amping up how gay we are.
That's right.
All right, perfect. Now that we've proven how gay we are,
super gay.
We are each other's husbands, and we watch The Real Housewives. That seems gay enough on its own.
I mean, come on, that's not a heterosexual thing to say.
Though there was, when we were at BravoCon, there were some heterosexual women
that one time.
Well, there were more than one of them at that one time who thought maybe our wives were hanging around. So I guess it just bears repeating for those who don't know.
Our wives in the VIP room.
Yeah, we are queer as a $3 bill. That's
very
what we
queer.
are. Yes.
Very queer.
So, but thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe wherever you found this podcast. It does help us find out who's watching and, whether we should keep doing this or not. We're going to keep doing it this way.
We have to. You don't have to, but it's a hobby. We're not stop paying the bills.
No, it's our creative outlet.
Yeah.
We enjoy doing it. So we hope you enjoy listening. So thank you for doing so. This episode of Real Housewives of Rhode Island, they went on a very long trip.
I mean, pack a snack, pack a cracker.
All the way 30 minutes from Alicia's house.
So far.
I looked up from Providence to Newport, said it was 48 minutes. So that's,
And maybe those Rolls Royces, because their antiques are going slow.
Perhaps.
So maybe tack a full hour.
I was trying to think about where we would go from here that would be luxurious. And the only thing I could think of was Napa. But you and I aren't
Sacramento.
We aren't the Napa sort of people,
No, one of us doesn't drink wine, so.
Right. And nor do I think there's anywhere in Napa where you'd be like, oh, this is so luxurious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Monterey has been our kind of thing, but that's a much further drive for us, but not more than a half an hour for sure.
It was. That was also during the era of Big Little Lies.
We went and pushed each other downstairs. It was a lot of fun. It really was.
We're vogue for the camera, children.
Listening to Miles Davis.
Yeah. As you do.
Like little kids do. They listen to a lot of jazz.
And Bluey.
Yeah. Exactly. That's just hand in hand.
Oh.
Where did this show start off? Where did this episode?
I mean, the word got out Kelsey by the word.
Oh, the text.
Alicia and Joella and Liz that she had broken out with her boyfriend.
Yes.
It was time. It was time. 10
years in, it was time.
Yes.
She's not going to get any more out of this relationship than what she's already gotten, which is 10 years of not having to work.
But she will get an apartment, some spending money, health insurance.
Yeah, when she did say that her ex was going to help get her settled, everyone was raising an eyebrow, and it does seem a little cockamamie, so to speak. But I think she's right. If they had been married, she would get some sort of.
They weren't married. You weren't. I understand what she's saying, but you weren't married, and it's just for wives. If I was a wife, I'd be like, no, I was married to this man as a legal,
right,
binding relationship, and I do deserve, after 10 years in California, that can go a long way too, right. Without a prenup. So yeah, if I was I get what she's saying, but if I was a wife, I'd be like, hold my beer. Man.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that. So yeah, she told everyone it was just time because it wasn't going to go any further, and she's got the backup blonde boyfriend ready to go, and so now she's going to focus on hair and makeup and make a career out of that. Well,
when she was talking about that, when she was like,
her
passion for hair and makeup, I just sat there thinking, like, how many other women have said that in their lives? Like, does she know how much hair and makeup pays? Because, like, I know
glam can pay a lot, but you have to get to the point where you're doing glam for like something.
You need a reputation,
right?
And I guess she has. I mean, if only Rosie had, posted that social media thanking her, she might have the reputation. But no, I just don't see how she thinks she's gonna just right off the bat, influencer or no influencer. That's a tough thing to do.
She's not an influencer. Ash's the influencer.
I know,
but she wants to be.
Whether exactly. So it's like I don't know. It just seems a little weird to me that things aren't in alignment. I think she doesn't know that it's a lot harder out there. Or maybe she does. I don't know. But it just seems like a really weird set of stars to have in her eyes of like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to strike it big as a hair and makeup person.
Also, I think she has great hair. I'm not sure how much is hers or not, but it's nice long hair, and she's a beautiful girl. Her makeup, though, with the lip liner, I'm just like, I wouldn't want that look for me, but she's not to give that to everybody. It's my signature lip.
Yes.
Kelsey.
The Chola.
The kiss of Kelsey.
It's Mi Vida Loca, 1995 or something. It's 2000. It's very, very...
Of a time.
And, maybe those times are coming back. I don't know. Maybe that's a look that's coming full circle. I don't know. But it works for her. Also, now I know that if you need to have your makeup done, to not give you a heavy lip liner. Now I know.
I don't want a heavy lip. I don't want a heavy lip.
When we put you in drag while you're sleeping, I'll make sure that we do not put a heavy lip liner on you.
That's the sequel to the Sandra Bullock movie.
Yes.
Where she puts the guy in drag.
Yes, that's exactly how that worked.
While I was sleeping.
So, it ends up being Liz who talks with Kelsey first about the whole thing, right? Over the phone.
Yes, over the phone. And then she goes and helps her clean out her pageant stuff and her clothes and whatnot. And
so
I'm assuming.
You were the one telling me that it had been going around the internet that, like, this was all kind of pre-planned. That, like, before Kelsey went on the show.
Yeah, someone said online that they had already broken up before they started filming.
And that's just kind of like he really liked reality TV and wanted to encourage her to be on. And this is kind of a launch pad for her to have something after they're really 50.
He's having to give her a Kelsey grammar, but with better intentions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelsey gets the Kelsey grammar.
Oh,
there you go.
There you go.
So, it's interesting. I mean, it makes sense, and it seems like the way she's not at all torn up about this in so many ways. Like, I mean, the fact that she said, even in this episode, she says it's, they haven't really gone anywhere in 10 years. So it's like, so basically she's like, the relationship they've had has been exactly the same, and it's just been very clear that it's never been more than that. And now she's just outgrown it. So on one hand, I can see how she could be very matter of fact of like, yes, this is my decision. I've decided to, pull the ripcord and parachute out of this bitch. So she could be very more level-headed about it. But at the same time, like, it does seem like this is something that's premeditated and very much planned, or else you'd think there'd be a little more emotion on it.
Yeah, I mean, she did get like a little choked up, but I think also with the other dude, Bill, that, it's not, you're not crash landing. You've pulled the ripcord, but you have something to jump into. And also you have a supreme cushion.
True.
Like, I really was concerned for a minute. I'm like, oh, where's she gonna go? And like, well, listen, I can help you. And I was like, can she get an apartment? And like, get all her stuff. She has to be out by a certain time. So to hear her say he's like fronting the money for the apartment and have health insurance and health insurance, I was like, oh, okay, that's. Yeah, and I have Billy too.
Right.
I can't remember what the hell his name is.
He was Billy last week, and now he's just Bill. So I think they're trying to man up with him.
Yeah, so I think she'll be okay. I know that the boyfriend's ex is gonna front her lifestyle forever. But
that's just the thing, is that like, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to know what to really make of the situation because it just seems so. There's details that we're not really getting, and then it just seems too good to be true. So like,
How are you going to be a sugar daddy? You're not going to be sugar.
that's the other thing is like I don't understand if he was only there 6 months of the year.
Mhm.
Like, why does she need to move out? Like, was he there? Is he there right now? Like, during the filming? Like,
Well, he was also there because they held each other and as they
that sounds like
they
he
broke up.
flew in for the weekend.
Yeah. So, but
But I guess
as he broke up and still be in his house.
if it's a big enough house, they sure could. But
Mm.
I guess I mean, that's why it just seems like there's something extra going on here that we're not part
I
of.
feel like Andy's going to need to get to the bottom of it at the reunion, like the steps that came before this breakup.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I want that.
I feel like she's not telling everything, which is funny because she's looking for the truth in everybody else, but I feel like you're not giving it. So,
Yeah.
yes. So I wrote the whole like a notebook of
That's
notes.
good. I'm glad one of us is paying attention because
Well, there's
I really
happening.
there's a lot happening.
So yeah, they play on the Newport trip, Liz and Alicia. Rosie sits down with her husband and is talking about working on a relationship with the women.
Yes.
And she's gonna, try to be real with them and have a genuine connection and, be fun. But I like that she said that she was awkward. Actually, let me roll back a second. So we heard from a very reputable source whose page we follow, and they follow us back, and we really like them a lot. Great page.
Are we not going to mention it, or you just
Well, nothing was because it was, they told us that
yeah.
Rosie doesn't have the best reputation in Rhode Island, and for myriad reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe this person. But my thing,
There's no reason to not believe.
exactly,
Yeah.
they live in Rhode Island. It's a small state. Everyone knows everybody. So my thing is, I believe it, but I'm looking at Rosie from the context of just the show,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not looking about outside of that. So in the context of the show, I like Rosie, and I like what she's given us so far. And I found it endearing when she's like, I'm just an awkward girl. And I'm like, oh, you're just an awkward girl, trying to not act like you're awkward and you have anxiety and you mutter. I just think it reminds me of a friend I have, and I think it's cute.
Yeah, no, it makes sense that someone who, is on TV, has to project this huge, personality, but then, you're tired of being on all the time. You just kind of want to be like, okay, I'm not really always like this. Once you get past that, I'm really, a kind of a different person.
It's a persona you put out there, especially if you're, like a reporter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whatever,
Whatever she was. Yeah.
an on-air talent.
Yes. So, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I can see that being the case, and especially after what happens after the dinner, I'm even more kind of like pro Rosie.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very much so. I think that was intentional letters.
for sure.
So that, and then we have Joella meeting with her sister, and we hear about her issues with her mother.
Oh, right,
Yes.
right.
So what she alluded to before, but I guess her mother really couldn't show love, and so it's caused Joellen to one, she has a good relationship with her kids, so she broke the cycle, as her sister said, but also she not being believed, not being loved, and having that, I guess, that safe space has affected how she deals with people as an adult, which makes sense in the context of the Rulla situation.
Yes.
Yes.
Or she just wasn't, if someone tells her she's wrong and she knows she's not, she just needs to prove that she's right.
Right. I mean, hit them over the head with it.
Yeah, I think I can empathize with that for sure. Sympathize. I don't know. But I'm kind of like that too, where it's like, don't tell me I'm wrong when I know I'm right. If I'm not sure about something, sure, let's entertain the idea of it. If there's something that is 100% I've seen with my own two eyes and I know that's the case, don't sit there and try and tell me, don't piss on my feet and tell me it's raining. That's sort of
my legs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I can totally get that. What I'm finding a little interesting, at least as a viewer, and I think as a male viewer, the mother-daughter relationship seems to be interesting. And we see so many different versions of it throughout Housewives, but also throughout media and pop culture in general. And not being a daughter, obviously, I really don't know how to read that relationship or how to kind of, it's hard for me to kind of put myself in her situation.
I think, your relationship with your mother really helps to inform who you are and who you become as an adult. And you have your own children or dealing with other women or dealing, with men. And it's informative, and she didn't have that. And also, I think in general, from a parent not feeling loved, whether it be your mother or your father, is gonna make you feel a certain kind of way and act a certain kind of way.
But I think that Joellen, at least right now, from what we've seen, is really quick to point the finger at, this is why I am the way that I am. And it seems almost too convenient. And that maybe
she had some therapy.
Right, I'm sure. But it may very well be the case that that's why she is the way she is. But it seems a little bit cop-out-ish right now. Like even, and we can skip to it, where she reveals at the dinner that like her mom sent her way
to like one of those camps.
Yeah, to like a behavior camp or whatever. I would like to know more about that as well. And I'd like to know why. Or some more detail.
But she's one arsonist.
Well, and that's the thing, is that like Joellen says, like, I don't think that like my behavior was all that bad. Like, especially in the scheme of things, now that she's grown up, she can kind of look back and see that like what she was doing wasn't all that terrible compared to.
Also, too, like from that documentary you saw about those camps,
right?
It wasn't, the punishment didn't fit the crime. So it was more just I don't want to deal with you anymore. I'm sending you away to a horrible place.
Right. So I'm curious to know if how horrible it was. Not for any sort of like, I want to,
For this reason.
Right. I'm very curious about that. How long was she there? And, what was her mother hoping she'd get out of it? Like, was it just general behavior stuff, or and I would like to kind of hear more about, was it just kind of a puritanical, like, oh, you're running with the wrong crowd and, et cetera. Is that why she sent her away? Because yes, I mean, either way, I don't think that's necessarily the right thing to do. We know that those facilities are pretty fraught with problems for sure. But at the same time, she seems really quick to be like, the reason I'm this way is my mom is horrible. And it just seems really convenient for, a lot of the storytelling that's going on right now.
I believe it, though. I mean, you're a product of, those are informative years. And if you have that from your mother and then go to that camp and, I'm not saying that, it's BS completely, but it has a little tiny string of BS attached to it as well. If she had said like, and this Rulla is why.
Right.
I'm treating you the way. I'm like, wait, honey.
Right.
A plus B doesn't equal C.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, yeah.
But
what else?
The doll party.
Right. No, well, so we get in the antique cars to go to Rhode Island, to Rhode Island. Newport. Rulla doesn't show up. Big surprise. No one's surprised. And then, yes, Alicia. Oh, sorry, the mansion.
Like 18 bedrooms and...
How many square feet?
It was, I forget. It was something ridiculous.
It was bigger than Rosie's house.
Oh, well, Rosie's house just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Although when they did show Rosie's house...
That looked like a pretty big foundation.
I mean, it looked like, they were building a whole nother house next to it. So if we assume that they're putting on a 2,500 square foot foundation, and it's going to be 2 or more stories, that could easily be a 5,000 to 6,000 square foot addition.
I wonder why not just like take down the existing garage house situation and just build a whole new house on top of it. Why are you trying to build this addition?
There's probably some sort of like tax reason, like, oh, it's an existing structure, so it gets taxed. I don't know. There's probably some loophole that makes it advantageous.
Right, like rich engineered that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I forget the name of the mansion.
Sea View Terrace.
That just sounds like an apartment complex or a soap opera city, one or the other.
Both.
So,
the terrace.
We'll look that up.
And the sea. See, I feel like it's Sea View Terrace.
Okay, we'll go with that for the rest of this episode.
Don't quote me.
Yes. But no, beautiful place. Built in 1927 is what they were saying. And yeah, coming up on its 100-year anniversary. So that was some Gilded Age shit there for sure.
Oh, for sure.
That was like, oh my God, like I could totally see. And it made me, I want to know a little bit more about the history. Maybe they'll get there in the next episode because they seem to spend more time there. But yeah, I'm curious, like, who owned it?
Because very much, we're going to have Gladys's wedding here.
Yeah. Yeah. Gladys's wedding. When is the Gilded Age coming back? Do we know?
They're shooting it right now. So probably either end of this year or beginning of next year.
Yeah, there's a lot of shows coming back that we just learned. Like, anyway, we just saw a bunch of stuff coming back next week or the week after.
On HBO?
HBO, Netflix, all the whole 9 yards.
Oh,
The Guide to Murder, all that stuff.
Oh, yes. Good Girls Guide to Murder, and
there's a couple other things we saw.
Yes.
Regardless, I don't want to change it. But yes, once they get there,
they have a doll party.
A doll party. I don't understand.
I get to grab our doll.
You can want me to get up and get it? We don't need to get it.
We don't need to get it. It's fine.
We have a Susan Lucci doll.
Yeah.
That's what we have. It's Jeff's Susan Lucci doll.
Just trust us. We don't have a doll.
It's good. It's on our mantelpiece upstairs.
Yes.
Right over there. It's over there. It's over there.
Although when I was a kid, I had the you found out recently, I had the 90210 dolls, which were just 5 of the 8 characters. Poor Andrea and Steve and David did not get a doll. But yes, I had those dolls. Mm-hmm. I wish I held on to them. They'd be worth money, especially the Shannon doll, the Brenda doll. But I digress.
No, I'm just gonna let you sit in that silence for a little bit here. Might we just think about that a little bit more?
Anywho.
No, I see. I thought when Alicia had her whole doll situation in that one episode with Joellen at the house, that was going to be the end of it. That we weren't going to hear more about the dolls. Mm-hmm. But holy Lord, she like traveled with dolls, brought dolls with her, like, and there were more than just
a suitcase.
And the thing is that these were actual dolls that weren't just like the weird Bratz dolls. So she has more than just those dolls.
The whole collection, yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be judgy about it because, like, people collect things. That's fine.
Right.
You know,
she's not playing with them, actually. She's brought them out for this tea party. Like, I think she's like, they're there to be admired for the beauty. Mm-hmm. But she's let other kids play with them. She's just like, you bring it over there and be pretty.
But I don't know, like,
If I thought Snow White doll.
I want to say, like, part of me wants to just be like, okay, this is a gimmick for the show. Like, the producer, like, oh, will you just do it? She's like, okay, sure. But no, she seems very earnest about the
very much so. She believes in dolls. Yes.
I don't even know what to do with that phrase. She believes in dolls, but, and then she didn't know how to say the word facade. Like that, it's just difficult for me to believe that grown people can be that unaware of words and their surroundings and how the world works. But yet here we have Kelsey, who admits later on that she doesn't know how.
What was it, like earned income or?
She didn't know how principal worked on loans and things. So it's just like, okay. I mean, I get that. There's always people, internet over again, are saying like we should have like classes in high school where we learn taxes and basic financial stuff.
As they balance a checkbook, but who does that anymore?
Well, but you should not have balanced your checking account. You should be able to know like, hey, I have this much in there and I just have this much out there. Yeah. So I get it, but at the same time, like, how do you get to be, you know, I guess Kelsey's 30, but Alicia's 40 something?
She said 41.
Alicia's only 41? He's been in the sun a lot. Oh.
I think Alicia's very pretty.
She's very pretty. She's done some tanning for sure.
Well, I mean, they've all done some tanning. I guess Liz alone
Liz has done tanning enough for the whole state, I'm pretty sure.
Liz is like hold my beer, Adrian.
Oh, Lord. Yeah. So it's I don't know how I'm still surprised. Like Housewives, that's one of their notorious gets every franchise. Is there's always like the Sonia of the situation, like, I don't know what's going on around me, you know? And so like, you just think that can't still be happening, but it still totally is.
Yeah.
And I guess in Alicia's situation, her husband does take care of everything. She does has
fiance.
You're always so quick to correct me on that.
No, this is a big deal because they've been engaged for like 30 years.
I know, yeah.
as long as their kids have been alive.
Yeah, so
It matters.
it's just so weird to me that people just don't know. Like
she has a better, as more, I don't want to say more of a right. I understand if she broke up with her fiance and she is owed something because they had a child together, they built a life together. She wasn't just living in this house, like Kelsey.
Right.
Not that she's not really, Kelsey's not really shit, but like that whole like trending herself to a wife thing. I don't know why I'm so bothered by that. I'm not a wife. Why should I care? But she bugged me a bit this episode. Sorry, we're talking about Alicia. Let's go back.
Yeah, no, I think that was just it. Is the dolls, they were a little creepy, and I think that all the other women too were like, okay, yeah, the dolls. Who was it? It was Ashley had the American Girl dolls, the original 5.
And then Jonas Brothers dolls. I'm like, okay, you got a lot of dolls.
Good girls had a lot of dolls. Yeah. So moving on, but I don't know how that doll luncheon went.
They talked about Rulla versus Joellen as well.
Right.
And yada, yada, yada. So yeah, let me get to the masquerade dinner.
Oh, I did like, it was very dramatic that Liz got the butler like deliver these masks in a hand and chose different masks for everyone. I think it was a little bunk that she gave Ashley the equivalent of like the eyes wide shut red light therapy.
It was the red light therapy mask, like, which is like I can't eat. I can't eat.
And it was like the least creative of them all. And then I also thought that, like, I don't know, it's a nice surprise for sure, and I don't think the women were expecting it, but like Rosie's was so beautiful, but it didn't match what she was wearing at all. Like they couldn't really put them together, and I don't know if that was maybe intentional or not, because like Kelsey's was cute and pretty and kind of matched what she was wearing, and everyone else looked good in, but Rosie and Ashley both were just kind of like womp womp.
It could be Liz doesn't feel as close to them as the others, but
I also did get the impression that these were just masks that somehow Liz has sitting around her house and she brought with her and like, oh, this will do.
I feel like Liz has a lot of random shit in her house.
Liz has probably had a few masquerade parties in the past too.
Oh, for sure.
Been to her fair share.
For sure. I like that someone, I think it was Kelsey, made the eyes wide shut reference. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Which I was like, how do you know that?
So then the whole premise of the masquerade was they sit down to dinner, and before they take off their masks, they would reveal something about their true selves.
Right.
So
we got into the Joellen of it all with her issues of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Liz.
Well, when you put it like that, now I am an asshole for like, you're like, we reveal Joellen's trauma that you were just making fun of and doubting. It was like,
well, I think you're more of an asshole about Alicia being out in the sun too much. We don't talk about appearances.
I'm not talking about, she does not look 41. I'm just saying. And she carries herself in a way that seems
right.
Cool.
I
guess other than the ability to say the word facade and her love of dolls, she does carry herself as...
I think she does, because she's like, it's the accent, and she's like, she seems like a more older than she is.
She's been around the block. She can take care of herself, and, you know, like, seems like she doesn't stand for shit from people. And so that usually comes with like, I've experienced a lot of stuff, and she has.
Well, let's go into that. So she says she was homeless, that her dad left, they lost the house, she had to live with her grandparents. That wasn't great. She had to leave her Corvette. I'm not making fun. She had to leave her Corvette bed as a child. It must have been really upsetting as a child. So like, your dad's gone and your whole world is just totally changed. I would have led with that, not I was homeless, because as Liz said, you had a big family. No one was going to let you be homeless. And I like that Liz was like, I'm not gonna co-sign that.
Right.
I know you. I know what happened. You weren't homeless.
And I like that I like that Alicia was also in her confessional. Like, Liz is clearly trying to like stick up for my family and, you know, not make us look bad. But, you know, for me, I really felt like we were homeless. I'm glad that that's the worst that it was, because when she first kind of started off, she was like, yeah, you know, I went through some pretty rough stuff.
I've
seen some things. And then someone was like, oh, was it with your dad? And I was like, oh, is this going to be like a, you know, kind of abuse situation?
No, it's more, well, it's abusive that he dumped his family.
Right. Oh, for sure. But I thought it was to be like physical.
For sure.
Not. So I'm so relieved that's not what it was. And so to go from there to like this, you know, homeless thing. And then I think the thing that Liz is getting to is that you weren't homeless. You may not have lived in the home you were growing up in.
Right.
But like the other homes you were living in were probably palatial by many of you.
You were on the streets, you were living in your car, you went from one home to the other wasn't the home you necessarily wanted, and the conditions weren't the same as where you came from,
Right.
but you were not homeless,
Right.
nor toothless. First thing I thought of when someone said,
I mean, and the Beverly Hills has done that for all of us.
thanks, guy.
I think the world over, when we hear homeless,
Thank you.
we do think homeless, not toothless.
Yes. Liz's thing is that, you know, she is a sheep in wolf's clothing. So she puts up this tough facade, but she's had a lot of loss. She lost her mother at a young age. You know, she puts up a wall because she has abandonment issues. And like, that makes total sense. I'm glad she revealed it. You know, it was very honest and forthcoming.
Now,
that was great.
I'm not a therapist, Paul, but I am curious, and I'm sure it can translate into abandonment issues because it's really just fear of being, you know, abandoned and left. But like, I don't understand personally how like death equals abandonment. Like, it's not like her mom decided to leave.
You were going to question everyone's trauma this episode.
Apparently I am. No, I am genuinely curious about like how that works. I mean, I get that, like, again, I get it manifests into however it manifests. But like for me, logically speaking, it would be difficult to blame someone who died.
Blaming her, but I think it's more so it's logically no, you were intentionally abandoned, but emotionally you don't have your mother at a very
formative age,
you know, and so it feels like you don't want to let people get close because they might die, they might leave you, and however that occurs, death, walking out the door, what have you. So no, her mother didn't intend to die. Right. You know, it's,
but you can see what I'm getting.
You're being a little too on the nose with the definition.
Sorry.
No, I hear you, but
okay.
Yes.
Moving on then.
Ashley has no issues and she's going to cry about it, y'all.
I kind of get what she's saying. She could have delivered it differently.
Yeah.
And like the crickets of which it was met with,
yes.
Everyone was kind of like, oh, poor you.
Well, when she started crying, that's what was like, girl, what you crying about? Nothing's happened. I get it. No one, knock on some sort of wood here, in my immediate family has passed away. And I do like clench thinking like, is it going to be like, who's it going to be? My mom and dad, you know, getting up to a certain age. It will happen. It's inevitable that like hard times will find you, but you can't cry about the times that it not happened, especially when like Liz just gave you my mother died.
Right.
Like you can't just like, I can't believe she said that. That's what I was like, oh no, find something else.
That is what anxiety is, though. I mean, at the varying levels.
And just phrase it as anxiety like Rosie did.
Right.
Like, Rosie didn't really have any trauma, but she's like, I had anxiety, and she could have gone further, like, you know, I don't feel like I fit in with this group. You know,
right.
Putting out like this boisterous energy, you know, kind of fake it till I make it kind of thing, rather than show the real me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. Again, Ashley could have phrased that a lot better and done it in a way that was like more of a problem. But it also struck me as when you're put on the spot for a fun fact and you're like, oh God, what am I to say for my fun fact? So she's like, well, I guess my one problem is I don't have any problems.
That's like being an interview and saying like, well, my one weakness is
I'm a perfectionist.
I used to always say that.
So yeah. But I kind of get it. Like, I get what Ashley's saying because I feel like there's a lot in my life that has been pretty fine, like for, you know, having grown up gay without a father, you know, present in my life, like I could have so many worse things have happened, but I think it all went pretty well for me. And so it does get to the point where it's like you start thinking, you know, it can't just keep being fine all the time. Like at some point, something really horrible is going to happen to you. And if you dwell on that, it can get pretty bad. But I don't think, Ashley doesn't strike me as someone who's dwelling on that. I don't really dwell on that.
Not dwelling, but like just the crying about it was just, it was a step too far for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's real though. I mean,
I get it. If it's in juxtaposition to what Liz just said, it was like,
agreed.
This is awkward. And then Kelsey goes and basically just like yammers on about her boyfriend and the breakup, and because the other two ladies didn't know. But then, yes, Joellen, this was what the definition of a backhand compliment. They're saying like, Rosie, Kelsey says, Rosie, this is the first time I feel like you're actually genuine because before you were a big lying biatch.
Weren't the exact words. You are paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, definitely that was a backhanded compliment. And
for them to gaslight Rosie to like that it wasn't one.
Yeah.
Joelle's like, I thought it was really nice. I'm like, because it didn't happen to you.
Yeah.
If someone said, Joellen, tonight when you talked about your trauma, I really felt like, I got to know the real into you and it was great. I suppose like the bitch I know usually.
Yeah.
Where are you going to take that? Like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No. You'd be like, why are you saying that to me?
Yeah. And so that's
just so you don't like Rosie and call it a day.
That's where like, no matter what Rosie's reputation is, like that was clearly a backhanded compliment.
Yes.
And then when they looked confused about it and Joel and Ever looked, what's sweat? That was very nice of her to say. It's like, oh, so.
And like Liz and Alicia were like crickets.
Yeah. It's like, so thank you for basically spitting in my face.
Right. And that's why, and then when Rosie gave it back to her, like, what'd she say? Like, and thanks for.
I don't remember exactly.
Or how I'm sorry you feel that way or something to the effect of, like, wasn't genuine. They're like, oh, you had to say that. Then they get on her case and I'm like, this is gaslighting 101.
Right. And I'm very happy that Ashley spoke up and was like, that's just kind of weird, like, and said something. And I don't know, just the fact that, like, they weren't going to let it go. They were clearly just trying to make Rosie and Ashley feel somehow
like they're crazy.
Yes, gaslighting entirely.
Yeah.
So
it was a mean girl shit. I don't like using that word because it gets overused as a housewives term, but it was just like, what are you doing, Rosie? And that's how can you not get that compliment?
I'm just
trying to like basically make fences.
In what world? Like, I'm just trying to think like how anyone could think that that's actually a compliment.
You don't.
They just can't at all.
They knew it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's like Joel doesn't like Rosie. Liz and Lisa really don't have a dog in the fight. And Kelsey's like, what do you mean? What's wrong with what I said? And just like bullshitting her.
And then the fact that like after they leave, and I do agree with what Kelsey says, is that Ashley could have brought that up at dinner. Could have read
her right there.
Right.
And like Angela and Pinky.
And because you even said it, because even at her confessionals, Rosie was kind of giving it back and saying like, what does she expect me to do? Blah, 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 blah. And you're like, why didn't she say that to her face?
Yes. Liz and Doris were doing an interview and Liz was like, she's a warrior in her confessionals.
Yeah.
Rosie. And it's true, like she has like a slick mouth. And you're like, oh yeah, girl. But you should say that in a scene, because later on, when it was very funny, they just happened to be walking by as Ashley and Rosie were talking shit about Kelsey. And then Kelsey was like, what are you talking about?
Here's the thing, I don't think they were talking shit about Kelsey. They were talking shit about the situation. I don't think that they were attacking Kelsey.
No, they were talking about, like, they weren't saying what Rosie wasn't saying what she should have said to Kelsey's face.
Right.
So when Kelsey comes in there and Rosie like buttoned up again, I'm like, girl, here's your opportunity.
And by the way, Kelsey just opens the door and walks in. Like, there was clearly...
It could have been like, boobs out.
Right. That could have been a real violation. So, yeah, that's just so, like, opens the door and walks on it.
What are you guys talking about? It was like, you get out.
Yeah, that had to have been very much like, we know there's cameras in there because the guy with the camera here told me, so I'm just going right on in.
Right.
So, but yeah, that...
And that's when, Rosie should have said, like, what's it to you? Like, Kelsey is so upset about Rosie for being fake, but how is it affecting you? And then when she said, names off things that she's being fake about, her house, her
why she got fired. They're not working there anymore.
And as Rosie said, I got fired. I left because I was bleeding out of my butt. Okay, you think if I got fired, I would have chosen to say that?
Yeah.
No, I was bleeding out of my butt. But then, yeah, just like going off on her. And then in her confession, Rosie says, I don't know what she's talking about. Is she just projecting because like she doesn't have a house? She doesn't have a husband? Just say that to her face and like read her and then kick her out of your room.
Yeah, because I think that if Rosie were to say that to her face and go ahead and say like, you're just mad you don't have a husband, then Kelsey could respond and be like, girl, that's not top my priorities until now. So like,
well, also Kelsey said, I don't really care. Well, obviously you do care because you're making it a
federal case.
case.
Yeah.
You could just kept on walking, but you're like, I'm so mad that she's being. Are you mad that she's on the show? That's what it feels like, that she's on the show. You don't like this girl. And so you're going to like whatever she does, you're just going to be like, oh, I hate her. I don't want to be in like her room next to her. She's just so gross. It's like, but what is it to you? I feel like you feel that she has a place in the show because like your friends and everybody else accept her. And Ashley, I don't know. I don't get Kelsey's raison d'etre. You know,
or at least her raison to hate Rosie.
Right. Raison de Rosie.
I thought it was interesting that Kelsey was working a little bit of an angle that like, oh, here's another version of Rosie. Rosie being quiet and thoughtful and trying to like, you know, kind of be reasonable, which makes it seem like that is different than what she's been in the past.
Or like right now she's off. I think it is she's different off camera. That's what it must be.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelsey's like, why is she being who you really are?
Right.
And she's pissed off about that because it's supposed to be about them being real. And she feels that Rosie isn't doing so. So she's not, why are you on the show if you're not going to be real? I think that
could be part of it.
That could be it.
But I mean, that's also what Rosie's saying is that like when I'm on camera, I have this persona that I just put on because I'm just so used to doing it. And that's what she was trying to get at, it seemed, was the real me is a lot more quiet and reserved. And if you got to know me, you'd find out that I'm not. But then also it
could care about the real her.
Or it could be that they believe that that's both bullshit and that she's just, you know, doing whatever she needs to do or wants
and like,
to.
what if she had, let's say she had an affair with somebody and that led to her being fired from her job? Again, what's it to you? Was she screwing her father?
Right.
Like who? It just seems the owner.
It could be in a state that small. She was screwing someone's best friend's, you know, father's brother's, you know.
That's true. Cousin
who owns a pizza parlor down the street, you know. Yeah, so it could.
That's true as well. It's just, I don't know.
Went to high school with. How crazy did Liz? I mean, I know this isn't new information.
Yeah.
Liz knew Kelsey's ex-boyfriend and considers him still a friend and everything like that. That's some small.
Well, then Alicia knew about Joellen going away to the camp because they were in high school, not in the same grade, but high school together.
Right.
Yeah.
That's some small. So
again, they all have that, and Rosie and Ashley don't. So I think they're always going to be on the outside, and they're not willing to let them in.
And I think that's, if anything, one of the stories that they probably want to tell, as I think if Bravo does actually want to tell stories, I think that's kind of an element that intrigued them probably about this, is how insular Rhode Island can be. And so showing like these two outsiders and how they're not really welcomed. I'm interested in it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Also, I like Ashley a lot.
I do too. I the whole thing at dinner was bad. But I like her in general. She's a nice person.
Yeah, I don't want to see her being taken down by association with Rosie. Like, if Rosie's going to be taken down, I don't want Ashley to go down with her unless they both deserve it. I don't want to see Ashley or Rosie be taken down either for the sake of being an outsider. If they're going to take her down, we better get some juicy details as to why and how exactly she's being fake.
Right. I need some. What is happening in Rhode Island off camera that we don't know, that everyone does know supposedly about this woman and her bad reputation.
Right.
I need more details about it.
Right. Whose cousin did she stoop?
Yeah. So we got a mid-season trailer, which I think the takeaways were Rosie and Kelsey having like a huge fight and Rosie calling Kelsey a slam pig.
Mm-hmm. You decide the meaning to that?
Yeah. Yeah. And then Rulla have your husband arrested for
following it. Yes.
And Kelsey, Joellen and Liz getting into it, and Liz getting into it with Alicia. So those are like the major things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if there's only another 6 episodes, then we're going to be finding out a lot of that pretty soon here.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
We got to go look up how many Dubai and Salt Lake episodes there were in the first season.
You do. Compare and contrast.
Was there New York's reboot? Probably was shorter.
Oh. That first season probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
We got to figure these things out.
That seems like so long ago.
And we call ourselves, Bravo aficionados. We don't even know these details.
I know. You think it's interesting that Dolores wasn't on the trip?
No.
Because there's Liz's trip.
It's just a friend of, though.
But especially like with Rulla not coming, you think they would have like tossed her in there.
Yeah.
She really hasn't been in much.
I don't think she's meant to be in much. I think if we had too much Dolores, it would just feel like it was, a New Jersey kind of.
Well, I think somebody said this before, that she was meant to be the bridge, and like, we have all these new girls, but then we have Dolores, who is a friend to them.
Right.
But maybe as they went on, or maybe in the editing, they're like, there's enough here of just the women, and we can cut out their random Dolores.
They don't need Dolores as the housewife Sherpa anymore.
Right, Sherpa.
But also on top of that, I thought it would die down already, but social media is still going on and on about how all the women look the same.
Oh my God.
And
by this episode, you should be able to tell them apart.
Yeah. Getting their names right, just because it's one of those, it's not that I think that they're the same. It's just like, what Kelsey, Rose, which name am I trying to say? I know who they are. It's just that the names don't come to me as quickly as they would, like Lisa Barlow versus Meredith, all that.
Right. It's not like,
I just don't. Yeah, it's not.
But it's something that happened in a few episodes.
Exactly.
I mean, it's interesting people call Ashley I. I'm like, who's the other Ashley?
I think it's because on Bachelor,
there
was more of
Ashley. Oh, okay. So she's kind of known as that. Okay.
Yeah. So I think
that's I didn't think about that.
But yeah. But I'm looking forward to. I really hope that she goes far with this.
Oh, Ashley? Yes. Say it.
Because I really like it. She's the common sense, I think, of it all. She can sit there and being an outsider, see how they're treating her and be like, this doesn't seem cool at all. And now whether or not that carries any weight with the other women, who's to say?
I think both she and Rose are going to have to really stand up for themselves, because there are so many strong personalities. And again, they're so insular, the other four. Mm-hmm. And then Rulla's off on her own little Rulla Island. That they need to step it up. And
I'm glad that this episode wasn't all about Rulla and Joellen again, because it does seem from the mid-season trailer that so much of the rest of the season seems to be that Bravo just made this show about this poor woman's cheating husband, So I'm
cheating, stalking husband.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, okay, I mean, which producer has it in for Rulla? For God's sake. So
interesting.
But yeah,
honestly too.
Yeah, talk about it next time.
Until next time.